Hey guys, just Ash here. E3 is just around the corner and I cannot tell you how excited I am for it. Seriously, all I have thought about for the past week has been E3. It's like video game Christmas. So, of course, I'm doing a predictions video. Well, it's a predictions and kind of hopes and dreams video because I have included some stuff in here that is definitely not going to get announced this year. I just really wish it would. The first thing I'm going to talk about is the Microsoft press conference because personally there's never anything that I am interested in. However, this year I feel like Microsoft will be doubling down on their exclusive, especially considering how God of War that was released this year became the biggest selling PS4 exclusive, and I think Microsoft will want to try and compete with that. So I think we'll see announcements for things like Forza Horizon 4, Halo 6, and maybe even a new Gears of War, considering that there are rumoured 3 sequels coming out in that franchise. Again, I have no personal investment in this, but if you are a fan of those franchises, I'm sure that'll be really good for you. Otherwise, I hope we get to see a bit more of Crackdown 3 and that it actually gets a release date and isn't just quietly ignored. In Sony's conference, I honestly don't think we will get a lot of new announcements. I think the focus will be much more on games that have already been announced. This will include things like Ghost of Tsushima, Days Gone, and The Last of Us Part 2. I really hope we get to see some gameplay for Last of Us Part 2, and maybe even a release date, but I'm happy just to see where that game is going. Hardware-wise, I think we'll get a lot of focus for the PlayStation VR, maybe a new and updated headset, and plenty more games being announced with VR capability. I was actually joking the other day about how great it would be to see the Shenmue 1 and 2 remaster have VR capability, but then I realised just how insane that would be. Other than that, I think Sony will play their cards quite close to their chest and keep any major announcements under wraps until they can announce them at their own events. Also, I would really like to see Death Stranding featured either with some gameplay or hopefully a release date, but that is about as likely as Metal Gear Solid 6 being announced. Nintendo is showing a pre-filmed direct, which is fine by me because I love the directs and the amount of care and attention that go into them. I'm pretty certain we will find out more about the Nintendo Online service, and hopefully we'll find out that that does include Virtual Console. There will also most likely be more about the 2 Pokemon Let's Go games that were announced recently, and some more information about the new Super Smash Bros. On the Switch. Hopefully we will find out if it is a port or a new game. I personally want it to have a story mode like Brawl because I actually really enjoyed that campaign. It's also highly probable that Metroid Prime 4 will be there in some capacity. However, there are plenty of mainline Nintendo franchises that have yet to be featured on the Switch. Things like Pikmin, Mario Party and Animal Crossing, so there may be a surprise in there as well. I'm really hoping for Luigi's Mansion 3 on the Nintendo Switch, but I really doubt that will happen as they did announce a remaster of the original for Nintendo 3DS earlier this year. Bethesda's conference is the one that I am most looking forward to. We will definitely see more of Fallout 76 and Rage 2 as they were announced recently. It's also rumoured that we will see more of Bethesda's new sci-fi RPG, which is apparently called Starfield. I think there will also be something about Prey, either a new DLC or a follow-up game. And I'm also expecting to see something about Fallout Shelter, either a massive new update or a sequel game, because that game did so well when it was first released. So I wouldn't be surprised if Bethesda does another mobile app-based game. It's also pretty likely that there will be a new expansion announced for Elder Scrolls Online, and talking of Elder Scrolls, I really want Elder Scrolls 6 to be announced, and I'd like them to do it like they did with Fallout 4, where it's announced that it's coming out later this year, but I doubt that will happen, as it is rumoured to only be in early development right now, which is better than nothing. I reckon EA's conference will be a joke. They will either try and make up for the whole loot box debacle earlier this year, or they will just ignore it entirely, and they still need to apologise for Mass Effect Andromeda, which really should have been called Mess Effect. I like that pun. I hope everyone else likes that pun. Anthem will definitely be featured, as will Battlefield 5. And the Battlefield 5 stuff will definitely focus heavily on the fact that there are no loot boxes or season passes. Realistically though, the only thing that I want announced from this conference is Dragon Age 4. It won't happen, but I want it so much and I want it to be good, so I am willing to wait. Ubisoft is next, and obviously there will be an Assassin's Creed game. It is rumoured to be in ancient Greece this time, so I'm interested to see more of that. I am just a little bit disappointed that it seems to be back to a yearly franchise rather than waiting an extra year like they did with Origins. I'm not sure if this game is going to feel a bit rushed. We'll also likely see trailers for The Division 2 and Beyond Good and Evil 2, and maybe a new Tom Clancy game, probably a Splinter Cell, but it is Ubisoft, so who knows. Square Enix will be back at E3 to remind everyone that they are still a competitor in video game publishing. They built so much momentum off of Final Fantasy 15 and Nier Automata that I think they're going to continue to build on that. We will definitely see more of Shadow of the Tomb Raider, which is fantastic because I loved the first 2 entries of this reboot. Hopefully Kingdom Hearts 3 will be there and it will have a release date because I've waited so long for this game. I don't know how much longer I can wait. I need to know when it is coming out and when I can play it. I'd also like to see a little bit about Square Enix's massive collaboration with Marvel on an Avengers game. I'm really interested to see exactly what that game is going to be like and how it's going to play, so I'd like that to be there as well. And finally, we have Activision. Black Ops 4 will be there, probably with a demo of its new Battle Royale Blackout mode. We'll probably see a bit of the Spyro remaster, and to be honest with you, that's it. It's Activision, no surprises there. And that is it for my E3 predictions. I will be posting reaction videos to all of the streams at some point next week. I'm not sure if I'm going to do one little video per stream or one big video per day of stream, but they will definitely be out during the week next week, so please make sure you subscribe and hit the notification button so you don't miss them. Don't forget that I am doing a Q&A as well, so please leave your questions in the comments along with any of your E3 predictions and what you would like to see. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up, and as always, pour yourself a nice drink and join me next week for E3.